Okay, so today is going to be a first session for this training batch. So typically, I start with an operating system because that's a prerequisite to go out with the training. You must and should know a Unix flavored operating system. It can be Unix or Linux, any operating system, because our rest of entire training we are going to work on the Linux operating system. Okay, so for that you must and should have a skill set of working on this Linux operating system. I know most of the people are not been to the Unix or Linux OS. Okay, so just a kind of a benefit, I'm going to give you some basics of the Linux operating system. It's not end-to-end expert level training of Linux, it's just a user level training. Okay, so we'll go to the Linux basics first. Okay, so once we get a hands-on on the Linux, then we'll proceed with our actual stuff. Okay, what to do with the builds and the deployments and the DevOps stuff and all. Okay, so this Linux session, this Linux training is going to take almost 2 to 4 hours. Okay, so I'll do a couple of hours today and rest in another day. Okay, so before proceeding further, most of you might be familiar with the Windows, right? So maybe you're using at the time at this moment the Windows operating system. Okay, so to work on the Linux operating system, right, first of all you have to you should have a Linux operating system available with you and you should be able to connect that, right? So to set up that, either you can bring a new machine and put a LAN connection and install a Linux operating system there, set up the networking and come back to your desktop, and this is so much of a big process. Instead of doing all those stuff, okay, just for practicing on your desktop or on your laptop, okay, there are multiple ways to set up a Linux environment on your machine. Okay, so you might be heard about something called virtualization or VMware software, right? Maybe any of your friends might be use this kind of stuff. So virtualization is a concept using that. Virtualization is a concept, okay. With the help of this, we can create virtual machines, okay, on your hardware. Okay, now I have a hardware of my machine, my laptop configuration is 8 GB RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk, blah blah blah. Okay, and I have a 2.6 GHz CPU processor. Okay, something I have it. Now in my machine, only a Windows 10 operating system is running. Okay, now my what is my exact requirement is I want to set up another operating system here. Okay, there are two ways to set up an operating system on your hardware, right? So the first thing is dual mode OS. Okay, like you can install two operating system, I think, in your machine. Okay, two or three, I don't know exactly, I've seen two. Okay, you can install Windows 9 and you can install a Linux operating system. Okay, so or Windows 10, something like that. Okay, so one operating system is the XP, one operating system is the Windows 10, something like this. Okay, or it can be Linux server. Okay, but the problem with this type of installation is you can boot only one at a time. Boot only one at a time, nothing but you can work on any one of the operating system, not both operating system. Okay, if you boot your XP operating system will be launched and you can work on your XP. Okay, maybe assume you're working that way right now. Okay, and if you want to work on Linux operating system on your machine, okay, you can boot your Linux operating system and you can start working on it. But most of the people, I don't see anyone using dual operating system. They typically go for one OS. Okay, your Windows, typically Windows OS. Okay, so Windows XP or 10, anything. Now we can boot only one at a time, right? So this is not going to serve a purpose for us. Okay, the thing is we want a system like in a corporate world. What do you see, the entire n number of Linux systems, right? Because now I need 3 Linux machines, okay, one Windows machine, and everything should be connected, nothing but they should be something like a kind of a LAN kind of environment. Okay, so if if you want to prepare this kind of environment, right, you may need another 3 laptops, okay, apart from your laptop, and some network cable, some router, and you need to manually go there, install the things, blah blah, so much stuff you need to do it. Okay, instead of doing all this stuff, okay, with the help of the virtualization concept, okay, what exactly virtualization will do, it will allow you to create virtual machines on top of your operating system. Okay, let me give you the graphical representation so that you can understand much better. Assume this is what your operating system, okay, OS, okay, and this is a Windows OS. Assume you are on Windows 10 at the moment. Okay, and this is what your uh, Linux, okay, and this is your machine, okay. So as per the earlier procedure, you can boot any one at a time, either this, okay, or this, not both of them, okay. Now what is happening with the help of the virtualization concept, you install only one OS on your machine, okay. So this is what your hardware, you install only one machine, okay. On top of this machine, okay, on top of this operating system, what you can do, you can install a software called this software. On top of your operating system, you can install a software called a virtualization software, okay. This is a virtualization software, okay. Now once you install this virtualization software, with the help of this virtualization software, what you can do it, you can launch n number of operating systems, okay, on top of this platform, this virtualization software platform, right. So now for these operating systems, the hardware, okay, which is your CPU, memory, glass, processing speed, everything is provided by your virtualization, nothing but all these three are sharing the common hardware actually, which is in your machine. Only thing is, you will be giving a very less amount of hardware. Assume like, you have a 8 GB of RAM, okay, total, okay. Now what will happen, your own operating system, the Windows 10 might be like, consuming a 2 GB RAM, okay. So now you can do something like, 1 GB for this, okay. So 1 GB for this VM, okay, another 1 GB for this VM, okay. So something like that, you can distribute it with the help of the virtualization. So the virtualization software will give you a feasibility of like, you can configure your virtual machine, okay. And again, this virtual machine, right, you can create any type of you can install any type of operating system. It's up to you. It can be Linux, okay, it can be Windows, it can be blah blah blah, anything, okay. Just like, how you install on your main hardware, right. So these things you can launch it on your main operating system with the help of the virtualization software, okay. So this is a new concept introduced in 2007, 2006 and all. From this only the cloud has been like, arrived. Those things we'll see it later, but right now why I'm trying to explain all this stuff is, you need to prepare your laptop such a way that you should be able to enable the virtualization on your laptop, and you have to launch the virtual machines, okay. So there are multiple softwares are there which supports the virtualization, okay. Example is the Oracle's VirtualBox. VirtualBox is one software, okay, that enables. There is one more is there, VMware, okay. There few more are there, like, IBM's one software is there. I don't know, remember the exact name and not. The few are there, but the most popular are the VirtualBox and the VMware, okay. And VMware is a paid one, guys. You have to purchase a license for it, but VirtualBox is an open source one, okay. Now what I'm trying to do it on my Windows 10 operating system. First of all, I want to install the virtualization software, okay. So let's try to install the VirtualBox software, okay. And that VirtualBox software, you just go to the Google and type like, download VirtualBox, okay. Right, so you have a like, fifth version of VirtualBox. You can, and again, this VirtualBox you can set up on any operating system. Again, right now, what is our original operating system on this machine? Windows. So you have to go for the Windows. Sometimes your core operating system might be Linux. Okay, then in that case you have to go for the Linux distribution. So mine is a Windows. So click on Windows first. So something is downloading. I want to stop this because I have already downloaded this VirtualBox software, guys. Let me go to the downloads. I'm cancelling it. Okay, because I have already downloaded the VirtualBox. Because it's a huge software, so it takes some time. So instead of that, I just downloaded early. So where is my VirtualBox? Somewhere here. Yeah, VirtualBox. This is what the Windows one. So what you're supposed to do, just go there and run as administrator and click next, next, next. Like just like, how you install some MSA files, like, installing some games and all. Do the next, next, next. That's it. Okay. Once everything is installed, right, you can find an icon on your desktop, VirtualBox. Can you see this? You just double click, you can find this kind of environment, okay. So I'm just closing this. Don't do anything. If you could see this icon on your desktop, just leave it, right? And the next thing is, once, okay, now you look at the diagram. As part of creating a Linux virtual machine on your machine, you install the virtualization software. Your first step is done, okay? So this is what your first step, okay? Step 1, right? Now the next step is going to be, I need an operating system now, okay? A hosting operating system. So for that, right, there are multiple ways to set up this operating system. You can directly go to a Linux operating system. Linux is a free operating system. You can go to something like Ubuntu, or there are many operating systems are there. Ubuntu download. You say Ubuntu download. You can get some ISO files. Okay, you just go there. Can you see the download something? You can give the configurations. What do you want? I want something like so many ways are there. You can directly get some from torrent as well, okay? And this is going to be almost 3 to 4 GB, guys, okay? I don't want to download at this point of time. Instead of that, okay, there is a way we can easily quickly spin up a VM, okay, with the help of a software called Vagrant. There is a software called Vagrant. Just go to the Google and say Vagrant. See, development environments made easy. What do you mean by development environment is, this Vagrant, we use it to only to the desktop or laptops to spin up the Linux machine, but not for the production ones, guys, okay? For production ones, we have to go through the proper protocol, and that is taken care by the infrastructure team. We don't have to worry about it, okay? So what I'm trying to do is, for a development environment, like, you and me like playing around on a laptop. So for this software will really help you a lot, okay? With the help of this, we can create the instances, okay? We can create it easily and we can do it. So you try to download the Vagrant software, okay? Just click on download. So this download I already did it, and this was the latest version, Vagrant, okay? This I didn't install. I'm going to install now, okay? Just install it. Next, I accept. Next. Just do next. You can stop me if you don't understand anywhere. I'll help you with the info, and if you don't understand, I can repeat you one more time. So it is trying to install the Vagrant now. Now in this diagram, now what I'm going to do is, I'll put one more layer. This layer is going to be the Vagrant on top of your virtualization. Okay, step 2. So Vagrant installation, right? Now your step 2, once the step 2 is done, Vagrant installation. Now the third step is going to be creating an instance, okay? So this Linux instance, step 3. Step 3, create Linux instance, okay? Or you can call it as a Linux virtual machine, VM, right? You can call anything, right? Okay, it is looking for yes or no. So all this stuff we are doing it only to create a Linux machine on your desktop. Yeah, who joined the call? So just for your sake, I'm going to write down the steps. Step 1, okay, install VirtualBox, okay, and step 2, install Vagrant. Okay. And step 3, create virtual machine. Okay. To create this, what you are supposed to do, once the Vagrant is installed, open command prompt. Okay. Now you will be going to a command prompt. I hope you know what you mean by command prompt. I don't want to say anything. You just open a command prompt like this, CMD. Okay. I'm just closing at the moment. Now once you open the command prompt, is it done? Yeah, it's done, guys. Okay, you must restart. Oh my god. Okay, I cannot restart at the moment. If I restart, all session will be gone. I'll say no. I will restart it later. Let's see if it works fine. Otherwise, we'll restart and come back. Okay. So once your Vagrant is installed, okay, you just try to open a command prompt. Okay, and you try to create a directory called. Okay, in my C drive, I'm trying to create a directory called DevOps practice. Okay, I just created a directory, and I'm going into that because I don't want to make a spam over there in the C drive. Okay, so here Vagrant hyphen version. Okay, let me see if this command works. Nope, Vagrant command is not working. So thinking like we may need to restart it, but still let me sort it out. Typically in your case, please guys restart it. If it is asking for restart, restart it. Shake up Vagrant bin. Okay, I'm just working in a workaround. Vagrant hyphen version. It's taking more time. Okay, so it is hyphen version, guys, not version, because it is clearly saying it is hyphen version or hyphen v. Good. Now the version which you install is a 1.9.1. Okay, this is how it works directly with the Vagrant actually. So we can directly run, but for that I think you may need to restart your machine. So instead of that, I directly use the absolute path where exactly to install. Okay, now this I can make it as part of my
Okay. Okay.
so just copy this path, okay, and put it into the environment variables. Right click on your machine, go to advanced system settings, go to the environment variables. You can find a path variable over here, edit it. At the end, give a semicolon and put this path. Actually in your case you don't need to do this if you restart your machine, but I'm not restarting my machine, so I wanted to do it without restarting. That's the reason I'm doing this. Yes, please keep yourself in mute if you are not talking anything. CD DevOps practice. Okay, now Vagrant hyphen v. Did you see this? It's worked now. Okay, it is working fine now. So once this is done, the third step, what you're supposed to do it as part of the creating a virtual machine. Okay, now we created a directory called DevOps practice. Okay, now get into the directory DevOps practice and try to create one more directory over here, mkdir Linux VM. Okay, just create the directory. Now get into the directory. So use the cd Linux VM. Okay, now you are in Linux VM now. mkdir Linux VM. Okay, get into the Linux VM. Now here to create a virtual machine. Yeah, any questions?
It's me, Mahendra. Just joined. I have.
Mahendra. Okay. So I think, do I have your email ID? Mahendra. You didn't came
Oh, yeah.
yesterday, right?
Oh, yes, yes. I didn't game there.
No, you did you attend the demo?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Didn't attend it.
Now who gave the contact to you?
It's Kiran Kumar Ankar.
Okay, 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 fine. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this session is going on. We'll talk later once the session is done. Okay, be on the session.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
thank you.
okay, okay. Thank
Fine. So, okay, let's come back to the session. Now, how to create a VM? Okay, so to create a VM, right, there is a command called Vagrant. Okay, in it, and you have to provide which operating system you wanted to spin up or build. Okay, so for that, the Vagrant guy is there, right? This guy is having a store, a repository called HashiCorp repository. Okay, so you can say HashiCorp. This is Vagrant organization repository only. Okay, so in HashiCorp repository, you can find the all the. Okay, let me say search it with HashiCorp repo. Then we're directly getting into HashiCorp repo Linux OS. You can get all the voices. Yeah, atlas.hashicorp. Okay. Now can you see this? This is the kind of a repository you have all the operating system. You have Ubuntu, CentOS, RHEL, okay, blah, everything, all the Linux spread operating systems. What I want is, I want a CentOS one. CentOS is a kind of RHEL one only, okay, Red Hat one, both are same. So search for CentOS. I have like many CentOS VMs are there here, okay. So let me go for 6.5 guys, okay, because 6.5 is the most stable one, so I want to go for that. Do I have 6.5 anywhere? This is 7, 6. I want 6.5. Okay, send to 6.5. Yeah, here I see something Now, once you click on that link, right, it will give you Vagrant command. Okay, can you see Vagrant in it? Okay, and this OS name. Now, you need to capture which desktop you are using actually. Is it a Windows or not? Okay, just cross check. VMware. This is a VMware one. Okay, if you are using VMware software as a virtualization, you have to run this command. If you are using VirtualBox, so right now we are using VirtualBox, right? So please make use of this thing. Copy this name and come back to your command. Okay, Vagrant init, right click, paste, enter. Just enter. Okay. So now it creates a file called Vagrant file. Okay, now you go back to your physical drive, DevOps practice, Linux VM. Can you see a Vagrant file? Okay, so when it is created the Vagrant file, right, just try to open that. Okay, and you see all the configurations of that file. Okay, so you can see from where it is downloading. Guys, it didn't create the VM yet. Okay, it just created a configuration file. The VM will create later. Okay, before creating a VM, what we will do it, we'll try to uncomment the IP address, because for our virtual machine we want to assign some IP address. Okay, you can assign an IP address by uncommenting this. Okay, now this will give an IP address to my machine with the IP address is 192.168.33.10. You can give any IP, guys. Okay, I just given, I'm just leaving whatever is there here, uncommenting. Okay, by uncommenting. Now just come over here, say Vagrant up, just up. Okay, now what this will do, it will bring up the VM now. Okay, so bring up the VM, nothing but what exactly in the backend it will do, it is, it will connect to the this is a HashiCorp repository in the internet. Okay, HashiCorp repo. Okay, so from here what it will do, it will download this VM. Okay, and it will launch. Once it is download completed, it will launch the VM. That's it. Okay, that's how it works. Did you see this? It is trying to download progress 0%, nothing but it is trying to download from the internet. So it takes a bit of time. Okay. So we just have to wait until it completes. Now it's going to take a little more time, guys. It all depends on your broadband, because the size of this VM is minimum of 500 MB. Remember, okay. So now it is going to download 500 MB from the backend. Okay. Guys, any questions still here? Because it takes some time. Until this is completed, we cannot proceed further. Okay. Any questions till here? Were you able to follow? Mahinder, I don't have your email ID. Could you please ping me in the chat? Are you there in the WhatsApp group?